Hi, Shraddha and I here to wrap the market for you today. And given the fact that we've seen a good 0.3% gains in the Nifty, along with the rest of the benchmarks, we can also say the Nifty has once again closed at 16-month highs, with the Nifty looking at a relatively choppy session, particularly the last 1 hour of trade. As you can see, it went substantially above the mark of 8,700, eventually closing somewhere around 8,700. However, what stands out is, as far as at least the gainers go in the Nifty and what's really driving the Nifty up as well, is Hindalco Industries. On the back of Novelis numbers, we have seen Hindalco gain as much as 4%. BPCL, Adani Ports and Tata Power are among the other counters which have done very well. On the losing end, however, we are also looking at a lot of weakness in the telecom stocks. Idea Cellular particularly stands out, which has declined by as much as 2.7% ahead of its earnings. And, on the whole, in spite of that, we have seen Nifty gain as much as nearly 30 points today. But that's as far as the large caps go. Shraddha, what do we have as far as mid caps go?
Agam, just to bring another point in, we had Cognizant cutting their revenue guidance over the weekend, and there were some worries that this could mean some sort of a sentiment dampener for the Indian IT stocks. So we did see TCS and Infosys open lower, but they managed to recover during the day and closed in the green. But coming back to mid caps, it's been a fantastic day for the mid caps. We have the Nifty 500 index, which continues to trade at that all-time high, making fresh all-time highs. The advanced decline ratio also was in favor of advances. So it's been a good day as far as mid caps are concerned. Just a few stocks that I would like to point out. We have names like Bombay Burma, you have Tata Coffee. So all your tea and coffee stocks were doing well. Of course, Bombay Burma, top gainer on the 500 Nifty index, locked at 20% upper circuit. Tata Coffee, strong set of numbers that came in. The usual suspects like Muthoot Finance, you had your names like Manappuram Finance. All of these continued with their upward tractions. You saw Muthoot Finance making again their all-time high. Manappuram Finance was seen trading at the annual highs. We also saw stocks like Cholamandalam Investment doing well. So that sector continues continues to buzz. We have Britannia Industries, Colgate. All of these saw positive reactions again on the back of earnings. So that's as far as all your gainers are concerned. On the losing side, Agam, the trend that we've noticed is, of course, Wockhardt is a stock which we need to mention today. The biggest loser ended about 10% lower, but the stock had fallen as much as 14.5% after the US FTA issued an import alert to its Ankleshwar unit. So 2 units already under import alert. This is the third one. So only points towards the fact that it's only going to take much, much longer for all these regulatory resolutions as far as Wockhardt is concerned. Macquarie also downgraded the stock to neutral and cut the target price by almost 25%. There's another factor which hit the stock. We had stocks like Union Bank of India, Andhra Bank, all of these reacting negatively to their earnings. Weak set of earnings. Slippages increased for Union Bank of India. We saw some downgrades coming in, and this also dragged some of the other PSU stocks lower on terms of sentiments and worries that, this is a trend as far as PSU banks are concerned, and probably the worst has not yet bottomed out. So that's as far as all our losers were concerned. But any specific trends or sectors where you noticed anything?
A pocket of the market that I do want to point out is among the Nifty 51 companies that we had, about 10 of them have made 52-week highs. So we have the likes of Yes Bank, Hero MotoCorp, Mahindra & Mahindra, BPCL, Tata Motors, Bajaj Auto, all of them making 52-week highs. And as you can see and observe, that a lot of these counters belong to the auto sector. Hero MotoCorp came out its numbers today and it's seen an 18% growth in its bottom line, beaten street expectations. And when I compare Hero MotoCorp's chart as against some of its peers such as Bajaj Auto and TVS Motors, you will realize, at least on a year-to-date basis, while Hero MotoCorp has gone up as much as 29%, its peers such as Bajaj Auto and TVS Motor Company have underperformed, and for good reason, which is reflected in Hero MotoCorp's numbers. But other than that, Shraddha, if you can tell me if anything that we are looking forward to going on from here.
Agam, of course, the most important event of the week is going to be the RBI policy that we are going to have tomorrow. It is going to be important given the fact that it's going to be the last RBI policy for the outgoing governor, Dr. Raghuram Rajan. So the street will probably be interested in watching his parting comments. But of course, we also have Alex with us, who's actually conducted this Bloomberg Quint poll, and he's going to throw up some more details of what he found. But Alex, it's going to be a pause tomorrow.
Well, Shraddha, we actually spoke to a bunch of economists and treasury heads to figure out what they're expecting from Rajan's last policy. And what they're saying is that there is unlikely to be any cut tomorrow. They've also said, however, that there is an expectation that for the remainder of 2016, there will be a cut of 25 basis points. What is more important and what they're likely to be watching out for is the RBI's guidance on inflation. Remember, in the last policy, there was one line in the statement that said that there's likely to be an upward bias to their target for the remainder of this financial year. So whatever they say on inflation is going to be key. Also, of course, Rajan monetary policy is always a spectacle. So considering that it's his last policy, there's going to be a lot of attention to what he says. Apart from that, I guess it's going to be a spectacle to watch out for.
Okay, Alex, thank you so much for that. So, pause is what Bloomberg Quint poll is, according to Bloomberg Quint poll is what we were expecting. Not to forget, we also have the maturity of the FCNR deposits coming up in September. So the RBI governor might touch up on that issue. So rupee movement again is something that we are going to be tracking along with obviously your banks and other interest rate sensitives like real estate. But so far so good. It was a good Monday, so a good start to a week. Global markets were supportive. So given the lack of global triggers, of course, it's probably Agam, just the RBI policy which will drive markets at least in the near term. Right. But thank you for watching Bloomberg Quint. That was today's market action, and keep tuning in at 3:30 live for all the market action.